Yarny.
Hi there! You clicked on this video because Halloween is approaching and you want to do some Halloween themed crochet project? Well, here at Yarny, we got you. Today, we're going to show you how to crochet a cute little ghost, like this. This ghost doesn't require you to sew different parts together, so for those of you who really hate sewing multiple pieces of a project together, well, this one's for you. Before we get started, as always, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button. We're going to be releasing a tutorial on how to crochet a pumpkin next week, so you'll want to be notified for that. Alright, let's go! For our ghost project, I will be using this gray colored yarn, which is super soft, and I do apologize, I don't know what type of yarn this is, as I got this at a thrift shop. And by the way, if you don't already shop at a thrift shop, I would recommend it because you can get really nice deals on yarn. At home, feel free to use any color you would like. After all, it's your project. So white obviously work, but if you want any funky colors, purple, green, blue, go ahead. I will be using this 4.5mm crochet hook. I will also be using some safety eyes that I got on Amazon. It comes in various colors and shaped, and if you plan on doing a lot of amigurumi projects, I would recommend you getting something like this, as it's pretty cheap and it's pretty cute. We will also be using a couple of stitch markers to help us identify rows and stitches along the way. I will have some scissors and lastly a yarn needle. But don't worry, there is really not a lot of sewing. We are not sewing together any parts of the project. The only reason we are using this yarn needle is just to weave the tail end of your yarn inside your project at the end. Now, quickly going through the stitches you will need for this project. You will need to know the magic ring, the single crochet, the half double crochet, the increase technique, the decrease technique, the back loop only technique, and the front loop only technique. If you're unfamiliar with any of these stitches or techniques, please feel free to have a look on our channel because we have very slow and detailed demonstration on all of these stitches and techniques. Also, during this crochet tutorial, I will be going through each of the stitches and techniques pretty slowly, at least once, just so you can follow along. I will also be writing the pattern on the screen to make it easier for you. Alright, let's get started. The first step of our project here, the round 1, will be our foundation, where we will do a magic ring, and then we will do 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. So for the magic ring, I simply take my yarn here, and I want to wrap it around my 2 fingers, doing a cross shape on top, and then take my hook here, going under the cross in order to grab the top left portion of the yarn, and then twist my hook up, and I will go with my hook to grab the top left portion of the yarn again to pull the yarn through the loop. Just like that, I have my magic ring. Now with this magic ring, I will do 6 single crochet inside it. To do the single crochet, we simply insert our hook inside the ring. We will wrap our yarn around our hook, which we call yarn over, pull the yarn back through the ring. We will have 2 loops on our hook, and now we will yarn over, meaning wrap the yarn around your hook, and you will pull the yarn with your hook through both of the loops here on your hook. Just like that, I have my first single crochet on the magic ring. I will do 5 more. I always like to take the habit to count my stitches just to make sure I'm on track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I will tighten my magic ring by pulling on the tail end here. This is the start of our project. Now moving on to round 2, we will do 6 increases around the 6 stitches we have around the magic ring. So an increase simply means we're doing the same stitch twice inside one stitch here. So we're doing single crochet into the next stitch here, and the increase simply means I'm going to do 2 single crochet inside the next stitch. So single crochet 1, I will quickly use my stitch marker to mark my first stitch, and I will do another single crochet inside that same stitch I just did the single crochet. So this is how you do an increase. I will go ahead and do this increase 5 more times. So after this round 2, you should have 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on the stitch marker. Now moving on to round 3, we will do combination of stitches. What I mean is we will do 1 single crochet and then 1 increase, and we will do this combination 6 times around. And so essentially we're alternating stitches. In the next stitch I do a single crochet, in the following I do an increase, and then single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, and so on. So I will start with my single crochet. I will mark it with my stitch marker. At the end of round 3, we will have 18 stitches in total. So now my next stitch will be an increase. Followed by a single crochet. Now an increase, and so on until the end of the round. Now for round 4, it's also a concept of combination stitches. So the combination will be 2 single crochet followed by an increase, and we're going to do this 6 times around the stitches here. And so that means we're doing 1 single crochet in the first stitch of the round, 1 single crochet in the second stitch of the round, and then an increase in the third stitch of the round, and then starting over, 1 single crochet in the 4th stitch of the round, 1 single crochet in the 5th stitch of the round, an increase in the 6th stitch of the round, so on. So I will start with my single crochet in the next stitch. I will do a single crochet in the next stitch again. Now in the next stitch I do an increase. So that's my first combination. I'll just insert my stitch marker on the first stitch of the round. Since I've did 4 stitches already, this here is my first stitch of the round. And so I just keep going with single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, and so on. Now that we've done with round 4, round 5 will be something similar. we're essentially going to do 3 single crochet followed by an increase, 3 single crochet followed by an increase, so on. So I will do first stitch here, single crochet, second stitch, single crochet, third stitch, single crochet, and then fourth stitch, increase. And we're going to do this pattern the whole way. So 3 single crochet, increase, 3 single crochet, increase, and so on. After this round, we will have 30 stitches. Now for round 6 to 10, it's going to be very easy. You're simply going to do single crochet all around your project. And so that means for row 6, you're going to do 30 single crochet all around. Row 7, 30 single crochet all around. Same thing for 8, 9, and 10. So basically for 5 rows straight, we're doing single crochet. So I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll meet you back here before row 11. By the way, guys, your project will start to twist up and curl up. And so make sure you're keeping your project in the right side, and meaning that you see the spirals here. When you see the spiral, this is the outside of your project. So your project should be curling up like this. This inside section here, all you see is a bunch of stitches and bumps. And so this here should be the inside of your project, just to keep this in mind. And as always, if you're liking this tutorial so far, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more content, and always activate the bell button to get notifications. So I've just completed my 10th row. And just a quick trick here. In order to count your rows, you can simply count the spiral, each spiral here. And so if we were to count how many rows we did, we go, so 1, like 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just in case you get lost sometimes, you can just count your rows and understand where you're at your project. Now for row 11, it's going to be a little tricky, but not difficult, because we're just doing a bunch of different stitches. And so we're going to start with 7 single crochet. So I do my first single crochet, just insert my stitch marker again, and I do 6 more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 single crochet. Now this row, we're essentially working the arms. So the arms of the little ghost will be in this row. And after our 7 single crochet, we will do our first bump arm. So this requires no sewing, which is pretty cool. And what we will do is simply yarn over, insert our hook inside the next stitch, pull the yarn through the stitch you just went through. Like this, you will have 3 loops on your hook. And now you will yarn over, insert your hook inside the same stitch, pull the yarn through the loop, and you will have 5 loops on your hook. We're going to do this 3 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook inside the stitch. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. You will do this 1 more time. Now we have 9 loops on our hook. And one last time here, yarn over, insert your hook inside the same stitch, pull the yarn through, and now you would have 11 loops on your hook. Might be difficult to see because it's all lumped up together. Now what you want to do is just yarn over and pull the yarn through all 11 loops on your hook. So you see this little lump here is essentially your little arm. So now we would just keep going and do 14 single crochet. So we have our little arm on this side here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Yarn over, insert your hook inside the next stitch, pull the yarn through, but don't do anything. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull the yarn through the little hole here. We have 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over, and again insert your hook inside the hole, pull the yarn through. We have 7 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook inside the same hole, you pull your yarn through the hole. We have 9 loops. And now lastly, yarn over, insert your hook inside the hole, pull the yarn through the loop here. We essentially have 11 loops on our hook, and we will yarn over, pull the yarn through all 11 loops. Now that this other side of the arm is completed, we will go ahead and do 7 single crochet to finish our row. So if we look at the last row we just did, we can see there are two little bumps on each side. And these will essentially be the arms of our little ghost. Now, row 12 to 14 are very simple. We will simply do 30 single crochet all around. So that means row 12 we do 30 single crochet, 13 30 single crochet, row 14 30 single crochet. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here before row 15. So now that I'm done with row 14, before I move on to row 15, we just ideally want to mark the back loop of our row 14 here. So the first back loop and the last back loop, basically. Because row 15, we will be working on the front loop only. And then row 16, we're going to come back and work on the back loop only of the row 14. So with my orange stitch marker here, I will just mark this first stitch of my row 14 with the back loop only. And the back loops and the front loops, essentially, if you look at the stitches, the front leg of the stitch is the front loop, which is the closest to you, and the back loop is the one that's farthest from you, which is inside the project. And I will use this purple stitch marker to mark the last stitch of this row 14 with the back loop only. Now this next round 15, where, as I mentioned, we will only be working in the front loop only. And so the front loop is the leg of the V that's closest to you. So if I look at my stitch here, the stitch marker is marking the back loop here. Well, the front loop will be this one right here, closest to you. So all around, we're working on the front loop, and we're going to do combination of single crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet inside the first stitch. The next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch, and then so on and so forth. So on one stitch, we do 3 stitches in one, so single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. Then we do a slip stitch. Then we do single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet into one stitch, and then slip stitch, and so on. So first front loop only, we're going to do single crochet. And we're going to do a half double crochet inside that same stitch we just did. Half double crochet, it's pretty simple. We're simply wrapping our yarn around our hook, inserting our yarn inside the front loop only. Wrap your yarn around your hook to pull it through the hole it just went through. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Now you wrap your yarn, you pull the yarn through all 3 loops, and that is your half double crochet. Now in the same stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Just like this, and this is our first stitch of the row. Now the next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. Again, front loop only. So we're inserting our hook inside the front loop coming out of the middle of the stitch. Pull the yarn with your hook back through the hole it went through, and then you will pull the yarn right away in the loop that's on your hook, and that's your slip stitch. And we will alternate this all the way around, and this will make the little fluffy thing around the ghost. So next one, we do single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet inside the same stitch. I'll just use a stitch marker to mark my first stitch. Now I'm doing half double crochet inside the same stitch I just did my single crochet. You do a single crochet inside the same stitch. Now the next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. And single crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet inside the next stitch. So as you can see, we've just completed row 15 and we can see the fluffy part of our ghost all around our project already. Now for row 16, what we want to do is to work in the back loops of our row 14. So remember when I put stitch markers on our row 14 where I marked the first back loop and the last back loop of the row 14? So now we're using these markers to know where we're going to work our row 16. So row 16, it's pretty simple. It's only single crochet all across, but we're doing the single crochet in the back loops only. And so this orange marker was marking the first back loop of my row 14, and that's where I will start my single crochet. I'll just bring my green marker down here to mark my first stitch of row 16. And I will essentially keep working throughout the round here with single crochet, and you can basically see the back loops pretty clearly, as you can basically see a line going across your round here. So those are all the back loops. So go ahead and do 29 more, and I'll meet you back here before row 17. So I'm just done with my row 16, and starting from row 17 until row 20, which is the end, we're essentially going to do the decrease method, which will slowly close down on the ghost. As you can see, this here is essentially the bottom of our ghost, and we're slowly going to close down. Before we start row 17, we're going to want to insert the eyes of our project. I like to put the eyes between row 8 and 9, but it doesn't really matter essentially as long as it looks good on your project. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So between 8 and 9, I will simply insert one eye here. And then insert your other eye maybe 6 or 7 stitches apart, like this. And I'll go ahead and secure my safety eyes. And it would be a good idea for us to start stuffing our project, and I actually do not have access to any polyfill, so what I like to do is just use some old clothing of mine, or yarn scrap, and just use that to fill up my projects. So old clothing pieces. And you can fill up for your ghost to be firm, or you can remove some filling if you want a softer project. So to me, I've inserted enough. So we're basically ready to move on to row 17, which will decrease the rounds here, decrease the number of stitches. So after row 17, we will have 24 stitches left. And what we're essentially going to do is do 3 single crochet and then do a decrease. And do this all around. So I can remove my stitch markers as we really no longer need them anymore. We would do 1 single crochet. I'll just mark this as my first stitch. We would do a single crochet in the next stitch. And we will do single crochet in the next stitch again, so that we have 3 single crochet in a row. And now the next stitch we will decrease. So to decrease, we're essentially merging 2 stitches from the previous row into one. And so to do that, we insert our hook into the next stitch. We will yarn over, pull the yarn through the hole we just went through. Now immediately you will insert your hook into the next stitch that you want to merge. And now you will yarn over, bring the yarn through the hole we just went through. You will find 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. And this is how you decrease your stitch. So now I will keep going, do 3 single crochet in a row. So first single crochet, and then single crochet in the next stitch, another single crochet in the following stitch, and now we're going to decrease again. So insert your hook inside the stitch, pull the yarn through the hole, insert your hook right away into the next stitch, pull the yarn through the hole. You have 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. So I'll just keep going all around with 3 single crochet, decrease, 3 single crochet, decrease, and I'll see you back here before row 18. Going on to 18, it's similar concept. We're going to keep decreasing our stitches. So round 18, we're going to do 2 single crochet followed by a decrease all around. At the end, we're going to have 18 stitches remaining. So single crochet in the first stitch of round 18, single crochet in the second stitch of round 18, and I'll just mark my stitch. And now we're decreasing on the 3rd and 4th stitch of round 18. Now we simply keep going, 2 single crochet followed by an increase, 2 single crochet followed by an decrease. Now row 19, we're going to keep decreasing, and now we're going to simply alternate between single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. After this row, we're going to have 12 stitches in total. So single crochet is the first stitch of round 19. Then we're going to do a decrease right away. Now single crochet, and then decrease, and so on. And now for the last row of our project, we will do 6 decreases, which will bring the total number of our stitches to 6. As you can see, we are essentially really closing down on our circle here. This is your last chance to fill up your ghost if you still want it to have a little more filling. That was the last stitch, and go ahead, cut your yarn, and make sure you take the tail end that you just cut, put it inside the loop to secure your stitch so that it doesn't fall off. And now you have this little tail here. You can either just hide it inside your project, put it all the way inside of the project, or if you don't mind using a little yarn needle to sew in the last little piece. I just like to do it quickly to secure my projects. And I just essentially go around. And at the end, I simply put my yarn right inside my project. And then I have my needle just coming out another side. Pull it tight and cut, and then your yarn is essentially going to disappear inside the body. So just make sure the bottom is flat. Just push your stuffing a little bit. And then just quickly place the arms like this. Good job, guys. You got your little ghost. I really hope you enjoyed making this crochet ghost as much as I did. And don't forget, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for our pumpkin release. Thanks for watching!